Euphoria Woods runs. Go ahead and get started. You ready? 3, 2, 1, start. The first thing you want to know about this game is the first time save. Just hold Y and right at the start, and you gain about a second by doing that. Gets you a little bit into the hallway. So, welcome to Scooby-Doo Mystery.
Puzzle platformer game. You go around, you find different clues, and you solve 4 different mysteries. There's also some platforming segments, which we'll get into later, which are kind of annoying.
So, a running theme with this game is that at the start of every level, you're going to get spooked. It gives you some unavoidable damage that you have to deal with, but it doesn't ever really become a problem, I would say. But if you take way too much damage, then you get spooked, and that's your life bar in this game. First thing, we're going to have a trick here. I'll let Holy explain it a little bit.
Yes, there's a trick. You get the trolley, and it turns out that if you hold right and then you throw the trolley as soon as you go out of the door, the pirate will just spawn in and he'll get hit back for damage. Usually you're supposed to wait for a cutscene to play and he'll talk to you, but if you do it just quick enough, he'll just spawn in and you'll just take him out right away.
So one thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be dashing a lot, or holding the Y button because that's the run button. When I'm picking up items, I release the run button so I get a quick little snap back to the way I'm going. If I'm holding the run button while I'm grabbing these items, I'm going to do a little slide animation, and because you do it so frequently, you lose a lot of time by not executing that properly. So you want to try and get that as many times as you can, save as much time as possible. So I give this map to Velma, and this unlocks the door, which goes back outside the way we came to start the level. And this crate, we use it just to get up on this platform. And so starts the horrible platforming part. A lot of these platforms, you may think you're on, but you can also fall right through them because the hit detection of the platform is very janky. And you may have also noticed that I took fall damage there, and then they get a little classic laugh from Scooby and Shaggy. Notice that too. The show follows a lot. The game follows a lot of the show, and I missed this little timing here, but it threw me off. But we're okay. As long as you don't die there, you save time.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to take fall damage in this game and really rack up a lot of damage.
When you're at an enemy, you have no iframes, so you could actually potentially lose your entire health in like 2 seconds. That's how kind of fast your health drops. And the only way you get your health back is with Scooby snacks, which you can grab them from Daphne. And hopefully get over this rat. Good.
But grabbing it from Daphne is slow, so it's only in case of emergency.
See how I just slid there? That was because I was holding the run button still. I'll explain that in a little bit. So I grabbed this bucket that Fred just told me to go grab. Because if you go into this room and don't throw that bucket on that rat, it's an instant kill. No matter what you do. You can jump over them, but you can't actually grab this key because it doesn't appear until that rat is taken care of. So now we're on to this first bonus stage.
The bonus stages are very annoying in this game, especially the fridge one. So this is where Prince resets most of his runs. This is pretty much just RNG of where Shaggy throws the food, and your goal is you want to stack up 2 full plates, 1 on each side. If you do that fast enough, it'll end the bonus game early and save you quite a bit of time. Prince calculated it out so that way it turns out that as long as if you complete the bonus stage, no matter how much time is left on the timer, you'll always save time because it immediately ends the stage. But it's very difficult to do this correctly because randomly 1 plate might just completely fall and lose all the food.
Wow, this is not going good at all. Come on, go to the right side so I can balance the plates again. Oh my goodness.
Those can seem to be very even, but then they'll just fall, and that's it.
You can also cause them to tip by moving left or right way too quickly. So I'm trying to avoid that. When you start stacking them up, it becomes a lot easier just to stay in the middle, but Shaggy's not being very cooperative with me right now, so this level, let's see, this would actually constitute a reset, but because it's a marathon, I can't do so. I don't even know if I got enough for a bonus. Oh, I did. Well, what I'm saying, when you end the stage, it calculates the time that it takes to go from the bonus back to the game is when you actually get your last item. So when it's counting down all your food, it's counting towards that time which it takes to get out of that bonus stage. So anytime you can end the stage quicker is better. So don't ever try to end it on 0. And sometimes Daphne will not be here. I don't know what causes that, but she has to be here because then this trigger won't happen. Same as the trolley, only that the trick with the trolley doesn't actually work in this room, sadly. So we have to go through 3 or 4 pages of dialogue. So bonus round number 2. The trick with this one is you can actually deduct time from this one. So for the first 2 ways, we're just bonk the ghosts and baddies as quickly as possible. Now here, we're going to bonk a ghost, and then we're going to bonk Scooby just to reduce the time period a little bit. And now here we're going to bonk Velma and Daphne, and then we're going to bonk Scooby one more time. And that is the quickest way you can get out of this bonus stage. Because we hate bonus stages, right?
Oh yeah. If you're wondering what the bonus stages give you, they can give you extra points. I think they can heal you, I'm not sure. But I know they can also give you extra lives as well.
Yeah, and lives aren't very important in this one. I only used 1 death abuse total in the run. Trick with the thing about this, you see this clue that's laying on the ground. I actually don't need to grab it, so I just ignore it completely. You have to wait till Freddy gets to that spot before you can talk to him with the dynamite. And now we go through just a little walk towards a door. You have to wait for Freddy to get there, so this is a little downtime. I'll show you a little bit in a second, but the thing about the bonus stages, that one with the hammer is actually kind of fun to play if you're doing it casually, but because I want to say it goes up to like wave 16 before it just craps out on you and doesn't want to go any further. But good luck getting there. It's actually pretty tough. So, controls of this game, you see I got this little casual jump. This is when I'm not holding the run button, and then when I hold the run button, you gain a little bit of height. And you'll see that come into play when we're doing platforming sections. Most of the game is actually like these little corridors here. There's maybe 4 areas total that you use the jump button or any like sort of platforming. How to pick up items is up on the D-pad. Yeah, I know, it's right. To use items, you use select to go through your items, and then you use R to talk to people for that item. And when you have an item that you can throw, you press it with the A button. And Freddy's here. And to quote the AVGN on this one, it's probably the best explosion you'll see in a video game. Just watch. Did you catch it? There is absolutely no sound effect with that explosion whatsoever. So we're on to the final area of this map, and we need to grab 2 items here. And then, if you went right in this room, you would see a rug over there. That's one of the trap items, and we can't actually grab it right now.
Yeah, the game just like doesn't let you until later.
You may have noticed earlier that there was a lamp just sitting on the ground. I actually didn't pick it up, and there's a reason for it. Coming up is going to be the first 2, or the 2 dark rooms of this room, or this whole entire map. I'll let Holy explain why I didn't pick up the lamp. I gotta...
Cause you don't need the lamp, you can just go in, you can just grab that key and leave. There's no, like, difference between having the lantern or not, other than if you can see or not.
And when you're in the darkness, you only see the eyes of the 2 characters.
And you can see the objects, so it makes it very easy just to pick it up and run out.
The lamp has a usage. I mean, it lights up the room just a little bit better. When you go into the room, it has like it doesn't light up the room entirely. It just gives a little circle around your character like an actual lamp would, but it doesn't light up the room good enough, I would say. And the platforming in that little territory is not really all that difficult, so I don't think it warrants enough of a purpose to actually be useful. It will happen in the second level where I do need to find a use for it, but if you actually learn the dark sections of this game, you wouldn't actually need it entirely. But it's just a safety strat. So now
And
I have...
if you're really bad, you can also pick up oil lanterns to brighten up the lantern as well.
It doesn't help very much. It just kind of makes it so that the light is more clear. But it gives the same amount of light regardless of how much oil you put in. It just makes it brighter. I have now completed all the objectives of this first level, so now I'm just grabbing the rug here, which now I can pick up because I've talked to Freddy, and now we're setting up the trap. So now that I've got all 3 items, we talked to Freddy 3 times, and he'll set up the trap as we talk to him for these 3. And now we're ready to go catch the monster, and as in true Scooby-Doo fashion, it's up to Shaggy and Scooby to lure him to the trap. And the game gives you a Scooby snack here because, for some reason, when the villain appears, he always damages you. Because I can't get away from him. And he's like, he got me. And then you take damage from that. It's unavoidable. You always get hit. So, if you didn't have that Scooby snack, you would actually you would lose a life there. And that's all for the haunted, or the spooky shipwreck level.
So this is the first of 4 levels. Usually every level ends with just mashing through dialogue. And then you get to the beginning of the next one, where you take automatic damage, usually.
There's also a little bit of dialogue at the beginning of each level. Just mash the Y button. Also, if you haven't noticed, the music in the game is sort of composed arrangements of the actual music from the show. And I think they did it quite well in this game. They're very fun to listen to. So at the start of this level, we grab a training manual because for some reason, to get strong, you just need to read a magazine. And why we need that is because of this. If you didn't have the book, you wouldn't be able to hit this... What's that even called? I don't know. The bell. You wouldn't be able to hit the bell. I don't even know what that thing's called. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, the bell.
But if you didn't have that magazine, you would consecutively hit it, and you would never ring the bell and get this key. Take a little detour here. In this dark room, we grab this nickel. It's kind of weird because the tents all look like they're in the background, but some of them you can actually go into, and that's the only one you need to go into for this entire level. So another easily missable item that you could potentially lose and not know where to go. So here I'm going to grab the lamp. Its use will be mentioned a little bit later, and I need to make sure I have the key out here. And if you couldn't get enough of that first bonus level, here's another one. Same strategy as before. Try to end it as quickly as you can. But Shaggy is throwing the food a little bit faster this time around.
And in the later stages, it becomes like nearly impossible to get a...
Yeah, it goes a little bit faster. And the last one, like... Oh, see, I don't even know why that happened. It looked pretty even there, and I just lost my whole entire stack. That sucks.
And that happens way too often.
I must have had, like... I can say that you can dump all your food if you were moving a little too quickly. I don't know. I really don't know. I thought I'd maybe BS my... See, I don't know what happened there either. I just lost half of my stack there and only... It's inconsistent. I don't know. Luckily, Luckily, I don't have to complete this bonus stage, otherwise that would have been a fail. So why we're going into this trailer here, one item, just this key, and now we're out of here. So sometimes, yeah, Clown Guy will be there, sometimes he won't be there. You don't want to ever run into enemies because, unlike the smaller enemies who just kind of take your life away, they give you a dialogue box saying, he got me, and all that. So it wastes a little time to run into those kinds of enemies. And so now we're on to sort of another bonus stage, but this bonus you actually have to complete it, and your fright meter is on this one, so you don't want to take any damage from these spike balls. Exactly what kind of slide has this kind of danger on it? I thought this was supposed to be an amusement park, not a death trap.
It's a haunted amusement park.
Ah, there's the reason why. So you want to try and avoid these. I'm only grabbing, and then you want to make sure you hit this exit on the frame on the closest to the right of the screen as possible. You can jump over it, because if you do, there's Scooby snacks over there, but since I was at full health anyway, I didn't need it. And a little bit of tech here. I want this key to be equipped on this screen, because I'm picking up this mop. This is one of the required items you need to pick up in order to progress, but when you have the mop equipped, or when you have the key equipped and you have the mop, it just switches right to it. And then now we go into the truck, which I don't know why we go into the front and somehow end up in the bed of it. Some tricky platforming on this one.
And yeah, so it would be more optimal to do this completely in the dark.
When you're in the when you're in the dark, you can see the platforms, but you can't actually see, like, you can see the enemies. This box that I'm jumping on, you can't see it, but the ones that are moving, you can see.
Have you ever done this in the dark completely?
Nope, I haven't even attempted it yet.
Yeah, it would barely save any time as well.
I mean, it takes about 2 seconds to pick up the lamp, so I could have done a jumping start to get to that platform. All right, leap of faith here. Perfect. See, I couldn't see any of those platforms there.
Yeah, this is probably the most annoying platforming segment in the entire game.
So, and all that just to get a helmet and a metal cutter. What's it called? So we're into the last bit of this level. I need to go and pick up this item. The clown guy's gonna appear here though again. Try to avoid him. Grab this newspaper. One of the required items you need to complete this game. Like, you have a bunch of clues that are just laying around, and you don't have to pick up all of them, but if you do, you get points. So we give these 2 items to Velma, and as a result, she's going to give us the key to the final trailer.
Yeah, in the speedrun we only need to pick up the required items.
See, there's a random wolf that I don't want to touch.
Yeah, sometimes there's enemies that will randomly spawn in, and they'll do damage to you. That wolf was one of them.
And again, it translates the same way as any other enemy. If they grab you, you get the dialogue, he got me, and then you lose about 2 seconds.
Yeah, there's those kind of enemies, and then there's also the infinite damage enemies.
Like the unicycle that's right here.
And rats and stuff like that.
The mallet is actually a weapon, but I'm not going to be using it.
Yeah, it's very slow and kind of hard to time correctly.
I would say the timing.
Back and forth,
Yeah, the timing is about as bad as a Game Boy. title. Like, you think those are pretty slow, but this one puts those ones to shame. You would actually wonder why. Grab the item. Like, Simon Belmont, when he swings his whip, has a pretty delay swing to it, but even that isn't slower than swinging the mallet in this game. And now we're on to another hammer mini game. Same strategies before. It's when you do these bonus rooms, this one is always going to be the same, so it's easy to get it optimal. The timing is pretty much spot on with the first time you do it.
Can't say the same about the refrigerator though.
Yeah, I wish that was the same, but and as a surprise to me, I don't actually think there's a bonus stage in stage 3. So we get to go a whole level without having to see those 2 bonus rooms. And now we're setting up the trap. You throw the cannonball and the TNT, which is supposed to be the gunpowder, into the cannon. Then you lay down this glue or whatever, and the clown will walk right into it. Then you light the match for the cannon, they shoot the cannonball on his head, and that's the end of this level.
And yeah, there goes his head. Goodbye.
Now with the cannonball, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it would do more damage than just knock them out. Like, this is a cartoon after all, and they did build some pretty wacky traps in that show.
I don't know, man. He's probably dead now, but whatever. Next level is called Spooky Swamp, and the ghost is the tar monster. Ooh, scary.
And there's one clue that this game gives you at the beginning, and your one hint to where it is, it's where that tar monster appeared. You could go through these first 3 screens and find absolutely nothing until you go to that spot. And it's not like, like this game, there's some scripted events, and this item is the only one on the screen that you can pick up for a clue, and you need it so you can progress. Otherwise, Velma will keep telling you that you have to find some clues around here at this spot. So you turn in the clue, now you can go to the next part of the level. I kind of want to know how a rat got on a roof like this, and how a fan got up there. You need this fan just to blow some leaves away in the next screen. So you grab the generator here. Try not to get hit by the ghost, but I was a little too close there. So give these 2 to Fred, and he'll set up a contraption to clear up the way so we can go to the next screen. And he makes a mention of gasoline here. Important because the next screen happens to be a gas station. And what do you find at a gas station? You find gas, and there you go. And unlike the previous levels, this is one of the trap items that you can actually pick up. So if you notice there, I jumped on tires to get up on a rooftop only to pick up more tires. So I wonder why I couldn't just grab the tires that were on the ground there. And there I get another spook from the tar monster that I cannot avoid. Then here's some more of that fun platforming, and I kind of hate this platforming section.
Yeah, this is awful.
So you need those tires to get a boost up here, otherwise you will fall and die. Oh, I'm dead. Yep. That jack-o'-lantern wasn't in the spot that I was expecting it to be, but sometimes you can get enough of a boost to get over them. Yeah, rip this run because that's not one of the times to die. But I took a lot of unintentional damage on that rat.
Yeah, in addition to just the random enemies in that platforming segment, there's also some vines that if you land on, you pretty much get insta-killed. Am I correct?
Oh, I
You rack
missed it
up a
again.
ton of damage just by landing on spiky
Yeah.
vines if
Yeah,
you
there's
fall.
this little vine here that's coming up actually. Yeah, that jack-o'-lantern's in the same spot. This vine is what you're talking about. If you fall on it, you're dead instantly. Oh yeah, and if you're holding the dash button when you run into walls, you get that little bump animation. Because Shaggy and Scooby are very clumsy. And I need to come to this part of the level to grab... Where is it? There it is. I grab this tar monster mask. In order to progress with this game and get an item to appear, you need this mask and you need to turn it into Velma. And your clue here, footsteps. And that lamp, again, oh actually, there's an item here under this beehive. You can pick it up if you're going for an all items run of this game, but you actually don't need those boots. But if you want to grab it, you have to wait for the beehive to fall down, and then it spawns a bunch of bees, which hurt you and instantly kills you. So you better be quick in that room if you want to grab that item.
Yeah, there is a way to grab those boots. What you do is you spawn them on your way first through there, and then when you're going back out, you pick them up on your way out.
And the reason why I gave that mask is so this tar here would appear. If I had not done that, then it would not. And by the way, that was the only dark room in this entire map.
So lantern's pretty much useless, and all the oil. So.
Yep. Grab the report here. This is the item. This and the tar are the only two that you need to start the catching of the villain. And as I've stated before, I already have. Well, actually, I haven't stated before. I have the gasoline. If you had forgotten to grab the gasoline, you would have to go back through that tree segment back to the gas station and pick it up. And as I've already said before, that platforming is not very good in this game. So anytime you can avoid doing that, then that'd be better. So I already have all three of the items needed. All I do is switch to the generator, because they're all set up in a way that I just got to press R when I get to the spot, and there we go. Be sure to not fall in this tar, or I would say it's a swamp, but it looks like it's a drainage valve pool. You die instantly by falling in it, because it's a common thing in video games that characters can't swim. See, if I didn't grab that gas, I would go left here, and it's easier said than done because of the awful platforming. So I got everything. Oops. I should have switched the fan. I don't know why I had the generator set. So,
yeah,
switch
you
to
have to
fan.
give it to him all in a specific order.
Yep, fan, generator, and then gas. And now I'm going to catch the tar monster. Just go down here. And if you remember what I said about this game, you take an unavoidable damage every time you set up the trap. So here is where that damage happens. And in this stage, you are actually, this is the most likely you will die because of that damage. I usually come here and I'm very low on health, and as you know, I mean, the life goes very quickly in this game, and if you don't avoid the little enemies that are on the screen, you could take a lot of damage, and it just wastes, you lose about 15 seconds depending on where you die. And now we're on to the final level.
So yeah, this is Bradshaw Manor, and there's a vampire, and he's haunting the manor, and that's pretty much about it. So soft lock in this level is at the very end of the level. It's possible that when you get to
You mentioned the soft lock. When you get to the end of the level, there's a possibility that if certain circumstances aren't met, the game will find Velma at some spot that throws off the trigger for the trap, and if it's not in the right place, then the trap will not trigger, and thus you're on like the last event of the game, and you can't complete it. So then you would trigger another category, which is called longest game over of the game, and you watch as your health slowly goes away, and you lose all your lives, and you game over. See, I'm not getting very good luck with this bonus stage right now. Holy, you there? Seems like I've lost Holy Sanctum for a little bit. Hopefully I'll get him back by the end of the run. After that stage, we go through there and we find this green dye. This is useful because it causes the count to appear in the beginning hallway when you give it to Velma. And if you enjoyed that fridge stage, then congratulations, that is the final one of this run. And as much as I love to play it, I don't. I will not miss it. So there, I took another damage because the game likes to damage you for no reason. Go through this door here. We're going into this room to pick up another item. It's the makeup. And then this strange-looking door, which looks like a closet, actually goes to a full room. I don't understand why, but this is also where the final hammer minigame is in the game. And like before, same strategy applies. Smash the ghosts whenever they can pop up. Smash the armor guy, and then smash Scooby on the head, and then now bonk Velma and Daphne, and then Scooby once more. And there you go, no more bonus games for this run. And we're going into this room so we can find a bat. Where's the bat? There it is. We grab these, we give these 2 items to Velma, and as a result, she gives us a key to get to the next room. So walk all the way down this corridor, go through the door, and there we go. When we enter this room, just go down, we grab a suit here. Now, why would a vampire need a suit? Well, that's the mystery of this game. You got to figure out who would need a suit. And now we have to wait for Velma to get into this room, because I need to give her this item to trigger the next event for it. Now we do another walk, and here's what happens when you hold the X button. You have Scooby check the ground. This is how you find items that are laying there. I never really told you guys about this, but I need to wait for Velma to get to the end of this hallway so we can push this door open. And through the door we go. This armor knight is going to be positioned in such a weird way. He could be on that left there, which would be great, or he could be in front of the door I need to go through, so we jump over him. Because that's another one of those enemies that gives you the he got me thing. And now I'm picking up this cheese off the ground, which, why would cheese be just out in the open like that? I would figure that they'd put it in a fridge or something, otherwise it would spoil and get rotten. But I'm taking this cheese to this door at the start of the level, because it's another one of those rats that are in this room, which if you touch it, you'll die instantly. and then he pops this key out, which we instantly use to go to the library. So there's a puzzle that you have to do with these books and stuff that you pick up in this room. There's actually 4 in the entire level altogether, but you only need these 2 because the developers seem to have forgotten about the extra boost that you get when you run. But if you did it the casual way without using this trick, you would have to grab 4 books and then build yourself a platform to get up here. But because you have that running jump, you can only do it with 2. And you don't have to pick up the other 2, which are scattered around. So this dark section, I sort of memorized the platform, so I don't need to grab the lamp to get through, and it's very simple. So I'm already at where I need to be. And in here we get the $5 mold, which is the final clue of this game. It sort of gives the idea of what's really happening, and then I'm going to fall into this water here and take a death. Intentionally. And what happens with this one is it puts me back at the beginning where I need to go for this mold, and it prevents me from having to do some really bad platforming, and when I don't have the lamp, it actually makes it harder to do, so I don't want to deal with that. And the knight's not going to catch up to me. And now I'm going to wait for Velma to show up. This is one of the setups for the soft lock. If you give Velma the $1 mold too early, she will not be in this room to trigger the trap. There's 2 things you have to do before that, and this is one of them, and it takes about a minute for her to show up, so a little bit of downtime here. We'll just kind of sniff the room and run into the wall a little bit. Wait for her to get to this part of the painting, and then give her the mold. So now I'm supposed to talk to Freddy to get the trap started, but for some reason, you can go and pick up the items without talking to Freddy, and I'm going to do that. I have to go back to the attic area, which means going through the library once more. Oops. I will say that the puzzle of this room is genius, but with that running jump trick, it actually takes all the challenge out of what it was intended to do. You're supposed to grab a book that's laying out somewhere in the mansion and bring it to this room, but since I have that trick, I don't need to do that, and there you go. So I'm coming up here to get this barrel, and then now I'm going to go back to the beginning once more, and for some reason, so you know how I was mentioning that you take fall damage, but for some reason in this room, this is the only time you can fall a great distance and not do little damage. So I don't know why that happens, but it's there. So now I'm going back to the upstairs of the first room here to grab one more item. Go back to this closet, which I swear should not go to a big room. It looks like one of those little closet doors you would have laying around. And assuming that I didn't start the soft lock, I should be fine, but you won't know that you had the soft lock until the final screen. So you could potentially go 38 plus minutes and not figure out that you have screwed yourself completely. So now I'm talking to Freddy. It triggers it by just running into him. And important, because this is another soft lock thing, if you don't wait for Freddy to move right and get into that spot, oops, it needs to be the barrel. So you give him barrel, then the peg, and then the board, and that's how you get the trap set up. So if you don't talk to Freddy at that point, then the count will not appear in this screen when you go and grab him. So there's your 2 soft lock categories there, and now I'm ready to catch the count. So we lead him back to the beginning, and I'm pretty sure I set up I avoided this soft lock, but you won't find out until you're doing this spot. And when you run into the trap, we got him. Yeah, the soft lock didn't happen. And time is going to happen when we go to the password screen. and hit start there. So once we get through all this dialogue, you figure out it's someone named J.D. Morgan. I wonder who the hell that's a spoof of. Should be pretty obvious. But when you complete it, that's time, and there we go. Now Scooby-Doo Mystery. So you get a congratulations. Fun fact, if you get a game over, it's actually the same screen, only you have everybody face palming you like you have messed up. So that's why I kind of say that if you get the soft lock and you just game over, you get sort of the same idea. You end the game, you don't get these credits, but when you do it that way, I mean, I guess don't feel bad too much. Because the ending screen isn't very good, I would say. I'm not gonna take too much time to. I know we're a little behind on schedule, so if you guys are ready to move on, go ahead and switch over. And once again, I appreciate you guys running this marathon, and thank you for letting me run this game in it. I feel really blessed that I got to run 3 games in this marathon. I hope you guys in the chat, it's the last day of it, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy SNES Superstars. Thank you very much. Everybody who's in charge here, you deserve a big round of applause and all the appreciation you guys can get for running this marathon. So thank you. And I think Killer Instinct's next on the list, so I hope you guys stick around to enjoy that one as well. Oh, I guess there is one thing I'm forgetting. There's a Discord related to the Scooby-Doo community. If you guys are interested in any Scooby-Doo related games, please join the Discord. There's a lot of dedicated Scooby-Doo runners that are there. They run a variety of Scooby-Doo related games. If you are interested, the Discord is public to everybody. Sad to say my commentator wasn't here for the rest of the run, so I mean, please, if you're interested in running this game, I would be glad to help you in any way, so just message me. Fiesel or whoever's in charge here, whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, apparently now we are having back audio, so this is fun. Okay, so thank you everyone for tuning in again. The SNES Superstar Marathon. We are setting up Julian for his Wild Guns run. Uh, for those who has checked the schedule and are thinking that Killer Instinct is next, no, he has already run Killer Instinct. It was earlier on the week, so if you want to check that out, type VODS. That should have been already uploaded to YouTube. So if you have missed it and you want to check it, go ahead, VODS, and that will be there. Yes, Wild Run. Uh, okay, we are setting up for Wild Guns, any percent easy, and that will pull us back on schedule. We are on the finishing touches. So again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in on the SNES Superstar Marathon. Sorry for the bit of issues that we had here so far, but we should be back on track after all. And I have the words that Julian is ready, so I'm heading over the control over him so he can show off his skills on Wild Guns.